Hi guys, today I'm going to be sharing my tips on how you can own the auction house and make a good amount of gold. So let's go this way and get started. Since the game has launched, markets have been deflating quite a bit, but there are a few niche areas where money can still be made if you look. So I'm going to be giving you some of the areas in which I currently make a lot of money, and I personally really enjoy harvesting, so that's going to be one of the main areas I focus on. Any level player can make gold in harvesting, and I suggest investing in a harvest clothing set if you really want to make a lot more gold. Salt, onions, garlic, paprika, strawberries are currently my top 5 items to sell. Salt and onions I get through provision supplies, and others I'll farm for maybe an hour. So let's check salt. So right now on my market, salt is at about 20 gold a piece. It can go from 20 to 22 depending on the time and day. And I'll do buy orders on salt for about 250, and then I'll resell for around 22. So that's like a 1950 net profit and 88% profit margin. So I'll buy a couple hundred salt if I can a day, and I'll do this in Windsward and I'll do it in Everfall because those are the two main markets that I personally like to use. Paprika is also something I do. And paprika is normally 20 to 15 gold, and it's from the Monarch Bluff area. I personally farm that one a lot more than I do buy orders because not that many people sell to the buy orders. I think they just like to sell it on market. So you can get those from herb nodes. Garlic has been going from 9 to 12 gold a piece on my server Pyralis. And I have a video about where I like to farm garlic in the best herb spot Everfall video, if you guys want to check that out. So I'll do maybe like an hour or two of farming there, and I'll get a couple hundred garlic with my harvester set. Garlic is $9.25 right now. I think I sold some of it today. These are my sell orders, so I sold about 65 today. I think I did a couple more, yeah. 30 down here at $12.50. We just got a garlic sale for $527, so that's awesome. I also sell roasted vegetables, and that's a recipe that I got off, I think, the Dynasty place. One of my friends, Glogan, gave me a recipe book for it, so I can cook that up now, and people buy these foods. It's like an increase your luck when mining. Definitely try to level up your cooking. So when playing the market, you really have to figure out what items people are in need of that people don't want to farm themselves. In my case, people like higher level foods, like onions just sold for me. Like, I'm constantly making money and it's not that difficult. You just have to pick your niche areas and target them. You have to know how to price your items correctly, and it just depends on what you like to do. So some people like to farm, some people like to mine ore. If you like to mine ore, try to get the void ore, try to get the cinnabar and sell them at a decent price. I've leveled up my stone cutting within the past couple days to like 185, so I'm starting to sell gems a lot more. Parsley's decent. I try to sell things that are above at least 3 gold a piece because the other markets are so deflated. Like, I was selling rawhide for a bit and infused silk. I still do it sometimes, so. But the price on it has dropped drastically. I was selling infused silk at like 12 to 15, and now it's like 485 gold a piece. Not that great. So right now I'm trying to get rid of everything in my inventory like as fast as possible, because most people have items in their storage and they're hoarding. I have a couple friends that are hoarding stuff, and I'm just like, you could sell that and make like 50K gold. Stop holding on to all the stuff that you have, because you can get more and it'll be cheaper anyway. As time goes on, there's going to be more people that supply the items and prices are going to get cut even more. So sell as quickly as possible. Strawberries are currently something, I spelled it wrong, I can't spell. Strawberries are something I sell from around 5 gold to 350. Right now it's about 350 because it's a little later at night. It's like almost 11 my time. Normally a little bit earlier in the day from 7 to 10 is when I try to sell the most, because that's when my markets are the most active. And you definitely want to do that as much as possible. So figure out what times people like to buy stuff. Normally it's like after work or something, and just spend like an hour at the trading post just taking down old orders and reposting them. Also, another tip is to limit your orders to 1 to 3 days for sales. I try to only do it for 1 day because prices are changing so drastically every single day. Like, you'll get undercut by like $1 or $2. And I don't mind, because I take one of the cards that you can use in order to have trading post reductions on fees. So I don't mind taking stuff down in order to repost it for like 10 to 20 gold or whatever it is. Definitely repost your stuff and don't let it sit on the auction house for 14 days because you're not gonna make a profit. Also, like in the mornings, if I have time, I'll go farm some iron and I'll sell iron ingots. They're like 50 to like 80 cents a piece, depending on how many I do. But if I do like a run at Everfall for like 30 minutes, I can probably get about 600 to 800 iron ingots at a time. And that's a good chunk of money if like you're just new to mining and you want to level your stuff up. It's the perfect place to go. I'll put a video out on where I go and my little route. I think other people have already done it, but it's just stuff like I like to do that I'm gonna share personally. And if I share your route, I'm sorry, like other people need to make some money too. So try not to be greedy. Like, there's more than enough money out there for everyone if you just find the perfect market for you. So don't be like, you sold out, you gave my spot away, now there's like so many people. It's like, it's gonna make the market better because there's more competition, but it also might make the market a little worse because people will undercut you. So you have to learn how to play the market correctly yourself. Because I have leveled up Arcana, I am also in the business of fire quintessences. And you can get a bunch of them from my Dragon Glory video. If you just follow that route, you'll get so many fire motes. And if your Arcana is leveled up enough, Arcana, however you pronounce it, sorry if I said it wrong. If your stuff is leveled up high enough, you'll be able to make so much money selling fire quintessences, because on the trading post, at least on my server, not that many people are selling it. Like, there's less than a page of people selling these. And I've been selling them from like 35 to 50 gold a piece, and I can round up like hundreds of them within a couple farms. So that's like 3,500 to 7,000 gold a day if you just want to farm fire motes. So once again, pick your niche, stick with it. If it starts to dwindle, find something else. The next market that I play quite a lot is the Vial of Suspended Azoth. Once again, I can't type correctly, so I will do buy orders at around 65 to 100 a piece, and I'll resell from 180 to 215, normally 215. Right now, I guess like a bunch of people probably went to Reekwater. That's a good place you can farm Suspended Azoth if you need. And they resell it later on in the night, and by the time it's like morning or late afternoon, I play a lot because I work at home right now, so by the time people will be buying this up, like, this is probably the quickest market to sell anything, because so many people need Zoth. So many people are traveling, fast traveling everywhere, and they don't want to farm it or work for it, so they just want to take the bottles. It's convenience that you're selling. You're selling a consumable, which is something that can't be like recreated quickly, and it's something that people go through quite quickly, like quite fast. Definitely get into this market if you have the gold to. Not everyone has like thousands of gold to drop on this, but if you do have a couple thousand gold, place a buy order. Some people are buying this at like 25 gold a piece. Like, people will sell you their stuff so cheap just because they don't want to wait. Definitely sell and do buy orders on Azoth. You can buy them for 25 to 75. I even buy them at 100 sometimes. It's totally worth it. You will make I think 60-65% profit margin if you sell it at the right time. So if you want to make money and you have the gold, get into suspended Azoth. Do it now while it's still fairly decent priced. There's only about 2 pages on my server. If you're on a higher pop server, it's probably a lot less expensive. But if you're on like medium to low pop, definitely get into this and make some money. Another tip is to go to the 2 trading posts that are the busiest and fast travel between them or run. For me, it's maybe like 5 minutes, and between Everfall and Windsward, I can go back and forth. If I don't want to use Azoth, or if I'm carrying a lot of stuff, I'll run. Figure out which those 2 are for you, and when the prime time hours are in which the players are gathered to buy items. For me, that's around 7 to 10 p.m. And this is when you should take down old items and repost them to be seen first. I will undercut people by 5 or so gold at a time. It might be a lot for you, but psychologically, it seems like a way cheaper price than the other trader's price. So ending the item you price with at like 99 can result in more sales. I also like to use 25, 35, 45, 75, 95 at the end of my price ask, because it just makes things seem cheaper than they actually are. Also, try not to list your auction for more than a day. Like I do sometimes, but most of the time you won't get a sale because someone will undercut you. I try to stick to 1 to 3 days max, and I'll repost things like the next day to try and get a sale during primetime hours. I also like to sort things by the amount of things that I own, and I try to sell whatever I have a lot of things of. So right now I'll probably list parsley, even though it's a little under my 3 gold limit of what I'll sell, because I just have so much and I want to get rid of things as quickly as possible. Just sold the jasper, that's nice. So I'll sell parsley, do the peppercorn, list it by 1 day. I normally sell like 150 to 200 things max. I'll go through what I have. Saffron. I like to list the herbs because herbs sell quite a bit. This is way too cheap for me. If anything, I would buy out the saffron market and I would repost things myself. Life quintessences are super cheap too, because you can get them off the dogs and Reekwater, and I guess the deer as well. Dill. Let's see what dill is at. Dill is super expensive. What? Okay. So we'll do like 150 dill, and we'll price it down. I'm just gonna go to $6.95. I really don't care because that's a super good price. Like, either way, like I'm gonna make a lot of money and I want to sell it as quickly as possible. Onions are $7.49, so I'll price it at $7.35. I'll do $1.50. mint is still too cheap. I would probably buy up that market and resell. When things get super low price, like under 1 gold, if you have the gold, buy out the whole market and just price it at what you want. Sometimes it doesn't always go your way in that sense. Like, people will undercut you if they have supply, but if they don't, you can own that, just that area of a market, and establish a little empire for yourself and just hold on to it for a while and just make the gold that you can out of that and jump into another market. Lemons is something I also did like a week ago. These are actually a really good price. Okay, so I'm gonna sell 75 lemons. And I'm gonna do it for $18.50. I'm undercutting by 50 cents just because I want as fast sale as possible. And I can take the hit. Like, that's not a lot of gold difference for me. Like, I'll actually post a buy order on lemon as well. They're only 30 cents for buy orders, so I'm gonna go to 50. And hopefully I get a bunch of people selling me their lemons. The citrus family seem to be doing pretty decently because they're mostly like tier 4, tier 5. So I'm also gonna buy some oranges. Do buy orders. You'll get things so cheap, like it's crazy. I'll do 25 cents for 100. And I'll normally do like 1 to 3 days on my buy orders because people will also like price you out. So you're gonna have to redo your buy order anyway. And I wanna be at the top whenever possible, so. You can also sell gear and items if you want to. Like if you run a lot of open world dungeons, if you do a lot of just like things for gear drops and epics, you can totally sell them. They'll probably go for a decent price. Like I sold this Warhammer for $2.90 today, but it's up to you. Like everyone can find a market to get into, and it's good to diversify, which is why I sell so many different items in so many different categories. But my niche is food, cooking items, and sort of gems right now. So I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, comments, tips, or anything you just want to say about this video, I hope it helped you. And I hope you guys make a lot of gold. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. That's totally cool. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys soon.